Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii is the newest spin-off title in the long-running Like a Dragon, or formerly Yakuza series. It shifts gears from the mainline series' recent turn-based RPG mechanics to a vibrant action-adventure experience with a piratey twist. Featuring the Mad Dog himself, Majima Goro, as the protagonist, the game has over-the-top action, seafaring exploration, and the series' signature absurdity in a standalone tale set a few months after Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. So the question is it the best game in the series so far, or is it a prime candidate to walk the plank?
Okay, so yes, enough of the pirate puns, but today we're talking about Like a Dragon, a pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Is it worth it? Is it a great game? Should you play it? Or should you play it even if you haven't played the Yakuza series yet? We're going to discuss all that and more. Before we do that, don't forget to like and subscribe if you're not already, and comment down below. Let me know your thoughts if you've played this game or are playing it, or let me know your thoughts as well if you're curious about playing this game. Hopefully this video might sway you to actually go one way or the other. I do want to give a special shout out to Fanatical for providing me with a review code for today's video. If you guys are interested in picking this game up on PC or even playing on Steam Deck, you can use my affiliate link that's pinned down below in the comments or in the description below. Now, with that being said, let's get to the review.
Now, just a heads up, this game was played and recorded right on the Steam Deck. Now, the settings were set to medium to allow for a consistent 30 to 35 FPS. I could have probably gotten a bit more out of it, but I was losing detail and I didn't really want to do that. If I play this on PS5 or PC or whatever else, I would expect a great looking experience, probably locked around 60 FPS. But this was most convenient for me, so don't let the captured Steam Deck visuals, which have actually been scaled up to 1080, deter you from experiencing this game. This is just what worked for me. The story kicks off with Majima washing ashore on Rich Island, a remote tropical locale near Hawaii, a few months after the events of Infinite Wealth. Stricken with amnesia, Majima has no memory of his past as a notorious ex-Yakuza and is promptly rescued by a young boy named Noah Rich, who along with his family sets Majima on a crazy new path. Majima more or less reinvents himself as a pirate captain, eventually commandeering a ship called the Goromaru and assembling a ragtag crew, and thus begins his quest to not only recover his lost memories, but also hunt for a legendary pirate treasure. It all seems too wild to work, but honestly, it does make sense in the context of the story, and I don't think any other character could have done this either. Majima is really perfect for this role. The story here unfolds across 4 key locations. We have Rich Island, a small secluded island where of course we begin our journey and home to Noah's family. Atlantis, which is a secret ship graveyard turned city, and also features a pirate coliseum filled with naval battles and other things which we'll get to soon. Nele Island, a larger island tied to the Polycana religious group featured in Infinite Wealth, and now a dumping ground for nuclear waste where we encounter some ex-Yakuza comrades. And lastly, Honolulu, the familiar location from Infinite Wealth, bustling with side activities and familiar faces. This is the biggest area we get to explore, of course. Majima's adventure pits him against a colorful cast of characters including local Hawaiian pirates, ex-Yakuza from Japan, and rival treasure hunters. Returning series characters also make appearance, mostly as DLC crewmates. Not too many main characters reappear here in the story, so don't go expecting your series favorite to show up. This is really, a new story with 90% new characters. The plot is a mix of swashbuckling high seas drama and the series' trademark melodrama, but honestly, I would have to say it felt a bit lighter and less gripping than some of the other mainline entries. And if you've played these games before, you'll know that Majima is just crazy. But I gotta say, his personality is more subdued because of this amnesia, but his mischievous charm remains intact as he navigates this pirate persona. Again, it sounds like it wouldn't work, but it really does. Pirate Yakuza returns to the series' roots with an action-oriented beat-em-up combat system, ditching the turn-based RPG mechanics of the more recent mainline titles, which I'm totally here for, to be honest with you. And for as much as I love the turn-based Yakuza games, the series is at home when we're fighting in the streets, beat-em-up action style. It really is the Yakuza way. As far as how we control Majima in battle, he's got 2 distinct fighting styles, switchable in real time. First up, we have the Mad Dog style, which is his signature speed-focused approach, emphasizing agility, precise strikes, and dagger-based attacks to stun and juggle enemies. It's going to be familiar to you if you're a fan of this series, with some added flair like mid-air combos thanks to the new jump mechanic, which honestly took some getting used to. Jumping is a series first. I mean, honestly, I'm so used to pressing X to dodge, but now you have to press R1, for example, like on a PlayStation controller, and X at the same time. I kind of felt that jumping ruined the flow initially, but I did get used to it by the end of the game. And I guess considering Majima's quick fighting style, it makes sense that he can jump and juggle enemies in midair. And his other fighting style, which is the Sea Dog style, kind of a pirate themed thing where Majima has dual cutlasses and uses tools like pistols and grappling hooks for pulling enemies or closing gaps. Cutlasses can be thrown as boomerangs, adding some ranged combat here. Sea Dog style is really great for taking out a bunch of enemies at once, whereas Mad Dog style is kind of good if you're one-on-one with some stronger enemies. But altogether, combat is super fast-paced and rewards creativity with explosive heat actions, which are powerful finishing moves triggered by filling a heat gauge. Now, I have to say, I usually would be doing heat actions all the time in any Yakuza game, but I felt that they were actually really hard to trigger here. I don't know if I was moving too fast or the window of time to trigger them has been reduced. Something just didn't feel right with the heat actions here. Now, the new addition to the gameplay here is the ship, transforming Majima into a true pirate captain and giving you control of the ship to traverse the seas and fight other enemy ships as you go. It's fun but basic overall, and that's totally okay. You can sail pretty much anywhere, wherever you please, within the confines of a few small areas, so it's not truly open world, but there are islands to explore which do yield treasure, and it's definitely worth looking into. And naval combat is pretty easy to get the hang of as well. You fire straight ahead with your machine guns, and then on either side of your ship you can shoot cannons of your choice. You'd think that the ship is kind of clunky to get going, but it's actually really quick. And if you do it right, it feels fun and great and rewarding. For some bigger ships or boss ships, either challenged out in the sea or in the Pirate Coliseum in Atlantis, you can board enemy ships and fight a ton of enemies at once to seal the deal and win the battle. I will say it's worth upgrading your gear and making sure your crew is leveled up pretty well, otherwise you'll be getting the game over screen a lot. There was one point in the story where you have to challenge a very difficult ship and crew, and it's just, yeah, it warranted probably a half an hour to 45 minutes worth of grinding, but honestly nothing over the top, and it didn't detract from the experience overall. Generally don't have to grind, but yeah, maybe keep on top of it if you can. And you can also upgrade and customize the ship with weapons like cannons or machine guns or lasers or flamethrowers, and they're all inspired by the series. It's so quirky and fun. Honestly, it works. And I personally had my ship flying the now disbanded Tojo clan flag, fitted with the golden pirate Majima at the front of the ship. I mean, if that doesn't intimidate enemy ships, I don't know what will.
Now, hang on, before we go any further, did you guys know that almost 91% of landlubbers who watch my channel, I can't believe I'm doing this, actually aren't subscribed? So if you guys would like to join my pirate crew, I would love to have you. Hit subscribe. It's free and it goes a long way to support. Anyway, back to the video.
Now, with the game spanning 4 locations, with Honolulu reusing Infinite Wealth's map, which is a testament to RGG Studios' asset smart design philosophy, I mean, reusing things to create new experiences, it's a great idea. In conjunction with that, we have some other islands adding some fresh territory overall. We can explore on foot or by ship, uncovering side stories and collecting items like stat-boosting rings, which are visible on Majima's hands, for example. And the Yakuza series has been well known for the amount of side content and mini-games, and they're all present here. Now, while I haven't had the time to play everything this game has to offer, it's safe to say that there's almost an infinite wealth of experiences to be had. From karaoke, you can sing classics or even new tracks, and even aboard your pirate ship as well. Dragon Kart, which is a Mario Kart style racer with some crazy things all set in Hawaii. Crazy delivery reappearing from Infinite Wealth, basically Uber Eats with Majima, which is absolutely insane. And of course, we have a master system in most of your hideouts with unlockable games, some retro games. It's really fun to see this. Hey, I love the master system. I love to see a CRT in these games. It's great. And there's some other stuff as well, like cooking or photography or gambling or animal collecting. There's just so much stuff to do. And aside from those things, you have side activities like crew bonding and gift giving to enhance ally abilities. And again, this is a great way to make sure that your crew stays leveled up. But I mean, overall, nothing seriously involved. Now, I came into this game excited to play it, but with expectations low. I couldn't wait to get my hands on more Yakuza content, especially after binging the entire series last year, plus Judgment and Lost Judgment, and Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise, which is basically a Yakuza game anyway. It's great to have a smaller Gaiden entry to fill the gaps on the off years while the team prepares a main numbered entry, or perhaps they're working on Judgment 3. I need that game so bad. So we had Like a Dragon 8, which was Infinite Wealth, and now we have Gaiden 8, which is the Pirate Yakuza. Then we had Like a Dragon, which was number 7, and then Like a Dragon Gaiden. So you can see the pattern here. I'm happy to have these smaller bite-sized adventures floating around to keep the fans interested, and also, of course, smart business here, keeping revenue flowing to the studio to fund these games that they're working on. It's smart business. I get it. But in my honest opinion, I really didn't love this game. The best comparison I have is that it felt like a cheesy 80s action movie that we all know isn't totally amazing, but we still enjoy it anyway. It's great to see Majima take the lead for the first time since Yakuza 0, but it's really hard to follow up that performance in that game. But it doesn't really have to. This is well and truly its own unique thing, and that's cool. I just really felt like I missed Kamurocho and the more serious Yakuza-style approach to storytelling, the world and character development. And I get that there's only so much you can do within one city, which is probably why Like a Dragon introduced Yokohama and then Infinite Wealth having Hawaii. I just wanted something else out of this experience that this game was never going to deliver. And that's a me problem, I guess. So if we were to compare this game to Like a Dragon Gaiden, Like a Dragon Gaiden obviously had Kiryu as the main character. That was a more serious story in tone, whereas this just feels like a fun, whimsical adventure starring Majima as a pirate. It's strange, but it works with him. Did it land with me? Not necessarily, but it was still a good game in its own right. With that being said, I would still highly recommend this game to you if you're looking for a lighter adventure that's going to take you around 15 hours to complete the main story. It certainly ain't anything groundbreaking, and I really didn't care about the characters or the world, to be honest with you, but I was interested enough in the story to see what happened, obviously to play it through the end, and 15 hours really isn't that much anyway. And I will always say there is no such thing as a bad Yakuza game, and yes, I do like Dead Souls. However, Pirate Yakuza honestly wouldn't even come close to the top 5 for me. So, Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii is a wild, action-packed romp that trades the series' urban grit for tropical seas, delivering a mix of brutal combat, ship-sailing shenanigans, and goofy diversions, all anchored by Majima's irrepressible spirit. It's not really the deepest Like a Dragon tale yet, but it's one hell of a ride for those ready to experience the Yakuza games either for the first time, thanks to Majima's amnesia, which kind of works in your favor, or if you're diving back in again in search for gold. So that's it for Pirate Yakuza. I hope you guys get a chance to check out this game, and if you are playing on PC or Steam Deck, please use my affiliate code that's pinned down below in the comments to help support the channel, and thank you again to Fanatical for sponsoring the video today. Hope you guys check out this game. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.